Hello and welcome to the Star Wars Wiki. My name is Tim Quirk, and for this project I was required to create a user interface for the Star Wars API. So I needed to hit three endpoints: people, planets, and vehicles. Were I required to hit more endpoints than just these three, I probably would have designed the home page to look a little different. Instead of individual cards for all the people, planets, and vehicles, I probably would have had cards for people, planets, vehicles, starships, etc. All the other endpoints, you would have then clicked on one of those for people, and it would have taken you to this page here to show you these individual people cards. I also want to make a quick note. You'll see an image space here. I created that as a placeholder. I think it's an important user experience to include images to differentiate the cards. The API does not return that information, and that's why it's a placeholder. If I were to continue to improve upon this project, one of the things I would want to do would collect those and add those specifically here. You'll also see a forward button. So when you hit the Star Wars API, it paginates its information, so it only returns to you a subset of the ultimate set of data that it has for each endpoint. So all 10 items it returns to me, I display here. But if I wanted to see the next set, I would just click on this button, and then you see I get 10 new items, and I now have a back button, which allows me to go forwards and backwards at this point, which is great because we have data to get back to now, so that needs to appear. You'll see planets is in its initial data set, so there's nothing there that requires that I have a back button. Same for vehicles, but it works just the same. If I were to click it, we'd get 10 new items and a back button would appear. All right, so the next thing we want to see is people detail, planet detail, all that jazz. So if I click on one of these cards, I'm going to be taken directly to that person's detail page, their show page. So it's going to show me all of their most important data, their homeworld, so related data, and any vehicles that they drive. So this is all linked, so I can hit these routes, and I will in a moment, but I do want to show you. So these routes are dynamic. By changing these routes, I make individual calls to that endpoint on the Star Wars API, so I never need to have any information state to be able to get to this route. So if I were to choose a random number, so there are only 87 items in for people in the Star Wars API, so if I chose 86 and I go directly there, I'm going to get that information. And then if I go back, I can just go back again by back or typing in a different link. So if I wanted to see Luke Skywalker, I'd go to 1, and here I am. So I can see his homeworld by clicking on homeworld and seeing everything related here. I can go to a different person. I'd be able to click vehicles if they had vehicles, but C-3PO didn't. R2-D2 won't either. So Darth Vader, no vehicles. Leia, I believe, has a vehicle. Yes, so I could click on hers, and it will take me directly to that page. Both vehicles and planets and people can all have a tag added to them. So for the Imperial Speeder Bike, say I wanted to say super speedy. And I decided to spice it up a little bit by allowing you to add color to your tag. So if we say orange and we add a tag, super speedy, there it is. It has that tag. It is saved in state, so if I navigate away from this page, I can come back to it and super speedy will still be there. Luke Skywalker, we can say sun, and we'll make it blue. So there it is. Imperial Speeder Bike, here we come back to it. You see it has super speedy saved to it. So that is everything for the tags. The challenge, or the bonus challenge, was to add a history log. So you'll notice here that I just did it as a table. I included the URL that you hit, the page visited so that you could see exactly where you were, and I added a timestamp to make it feel more, real. These are actual timestamps when I actually hit these pages. And then I linked these so that you could easily get back to one of the places you were already earlier. Now, this information is only stored in Redux state, so if there's a hard refresh, you're going to lose it. You'll notice that I did include history page, so every page that you hit is going to be included on that log. So you'll notice now home page and then history page again. So I did exclude it from including re-renders. So if information is fetched and a re-render happens on a page, that is only going to be logged as one visit. So you'll see we had a re-render to include this information here. If we go to the visit log, Luke Skywalker is only logged once. So that is an important note as well. So that is everything that I wanted to make sure I highlighted for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed Star Wars Wiki.